What's up, guys? Back again today with another video. Sorry I haven't put up anything in a couple of days, but I've been a little bit busy. So today we're going to tackle the safety position, another just loaded position in the 2017 draft. It seems like this draft just gets stronger on a daily basis, and as much as there are some guys that are declaring for the draft that maybe shouldn't, there are definitely some guys that are coming out every day that just make this draft so much better than it already was. This is probably one of the strongest drafts I've ever seen. So yeah, let's jump into these safeties. Number one is Jamal Adams, the safety out of LSU. This dude carries the wood. Holy shit, I feel bad for any running back or wide receiver that just happens to be in his general area. He will light you up. He's got Cam Chancellor hitting ability, and he's actually pretty good in coverage too. Definitely one of the strongest players in this class. I have him right now as, I believe, let me check the big board. The big board, he is my 4th overall player in this class, and that says a lot that a safety is this high in my rankings. I don't think I've ever actually had a safety all that high in my rankings. And like I said, this is an absolutely loaded class. Jamal Adams, if he goes top 5, you can definitely look at a team like Tennessee with the Rams pick. If not, the Chargers at 7. There's no way he's getting out of the top 7. Moving on to number 2, Malik Hooker from Ohio State. Now, I took him off my board for a bit because in around November he had said he wasn't going to declare for the draft. He was going to return to school. He was going to improve on what he needed to, because he did have some room for improvement. As much as Malik Hooker has like Ed Reed type ball skills, he leaves a lot to be desired in terms of tackling. Missed a lot of tackles in the open field, which is not good when you're a safety and you're the last line of defense. But he decided after the game against Clemson that he was going to declare, and he immediately became a top 10 pick again. He's just rangy as hell. He makes plays that safeties shouldn't naturally be able to do. He'll go from one end of the field all the way down diagonally to the end zone to make an interception. He did it against Clemson. He went from the wide side of the field all the way down about 30, 40 yards into the end zone to make the interception, to turn Deshaun Watson, try to turn the momentum around. It didn't work, but he got the pick. Just Ohio State couldn't do anything with it. And against, I believe, Bowling Green, and there was one other team where this year he got an interception, and he's got good return skills too. He gets his hands on the ball. He's probably taking it to the house. I have him right now as my 6th best player in the class. And again, I would say his market begins right at 7 with San Diego if he's still available. Moving on, number 3 is Jabril Peppers, the safety out of the University of Michigan. Now, Peppers played strong side linebacker this year at Michigan, but at 6 feet and 205 pounds, he's not going to be playing that at the next level. Safety is his most, I guess, natural position, if you want to say that. He hasn't really played consistently at any position, but if you ask me, I think that he's best suited to play safety. He needs to work on his hands. As great as he is as a returner, he doesn't really make a lot of plays on the ball. One interception last year, and it came off of a deflection. He really needs to, I mentioned this in my mock draft video that I'll put in a link in the description and annotation up here. He really needs to work on solidifying a position. Whatever team is going to get him, just fine-tune him in that spot. And because he's kind of jack of all trades, master of none except the return game, I can't really put him all that high on my big board. He's in the top 25. In fact, he's actually number 20 overall. So he's probably a first rounder. And whatever team gets him immediately gets an impact in the return game. They just need to work with him on defense because he's too small to play linebacker, but his coverage skills leave a lot to be desired as well. Number 4 is Buda Baker from the University of Washington. This is the closest thing I think anyone's seen to Tyrann Mathieu since Tyrann Mathieu. What I mean by that is kind of that undersized safety that's got really good ball skills, and damn can he lay the wood as well. I think it was against Colorado in the Pac-12 championship where he made like this one-handed interception. Fortunately, couldn't get the foot down in bounds, but it just really showed off that Buda Baker is the epitome of a defensive playmaker in the secondary. Like I said, he's an undersized guy, about 5'9", 5'10", about 200 pounds. Hits hard, really good coverage skills. I wouldn't draft him in the first round. I actually have him on my board right now at number 37, so that's kind of a early to mid second round grade for him, and I think that's the perfect spot because we've seen just how good Tyrann Mathieu has been since being drafted by the Cardinals back in 2013. Except he doesn't have any of the off-field issues that Tyrann did. And last but not least, rounding out the top 5 is Justin Evans, the safety out of Texas A&M. Evans has kind of had an up-and-down season. He started the year off really well, made the game-clinching play for Texas A&M against UCLA. But since then, his tape just kind of... It was consistent, but it was consistently just decent. Just really decent tape. Nothing really stood out. Had a pretty good game against LSU. Didn't get a chance to see him in the bowl game. I think Justin Evans is probably the safety I've watched the least amount of tape on in this group. I think I've only seen about 3 or 4 games on him. I got to watch probably 2 more on him. But just from what I've seen, really solid. Not really much of a playmaker. Just really plays the position well, knows his assignments well. You don't see him making a lot of big mistakes, which goes a long way when scouting safeties. So that's going to wrap up this video. Like, comment, subscribe, like always. Leave feedback down below. Also, if you have any suggestions as to future videos, feel free to comment. And also follow me on Twitter, where I put up occasional fan polls to find out what video I'm going to be doing that day. So yeah, just stay in touch, and until next time, guys, peace.